because they are delivering you evidence. Many people are thinking that it will take some miracle for Nigeria to tackle corruption. And I say no, it wouldn't take a miracle. It just simply takes people totally committed and who are ready to own the fact that corruption is a scourge and a cancer to this nation.
She said the country must make the Treasury provide basic services for the people, tools they need to overcome poverty. The former minister has challenged the lawmakers to proactively ensure that those who flout the rules of procurement in the country are prosecuted, a power they have but appear not to be utilizing. Lanre Lasese, Channels Television News.
When News Track returns, with the Bayelsa state government plans to build a pharmaceutical storage in Yenagoa.
And the finance minister says the problem with the Nigerian economy is volatility in terms of the country's revenue.
Please stay with us.
At first, it's only anticipation that something is about to happen. This is one thing that makes life interesting. To compete not only with players across the field, but across the world. It makes me feel joy when we win and sorrow when we lose. The action and reaction, colliding, falling, dropping, despite the all. I love it because it brings me tears. Tears of victory, tears of joy. The skill that leads to the pass that leads to the shot that leads to the goal that determines the ultimate. Channel Sports, defining the moment of true sport.
Still watching News Track. For all our top stories and other programs, you can check it out on our website. It's channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb.
If you are on the go, visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on an iPad, iPhone or BlackBerry. And you can also download the Channels TV app for the Android and Nokia 920 devices from their respective stores. The problem with the economy is not the current budgeting system, but volatility in terms of the country's revenue. That's coming from the Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, at the continuation of a public hearing on the current national planning and budgetary process in the country. However, the Permanent Secretary of the National Planning Commission, Mr. Ntufa Mugbo, disagreed with the minister, saying that there's a sharp disconnect between the multi-year development plans and the annual budget.
Two ministries involved in planning and budgeting were put on the hot seat on day 2 of the public hearing organized to examine the country's planning and budgeting process. In the past 2 days, financial experts have been making presentations at the hearing calling for a more coherent and inclusive national planning to drive the annual budgeting process. The Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, defended why budgets should be domiciled in the Ministry of Finance. She also explained that the problem with the economy is not the budgeting process.
If you study the situation well, you will see that the volatility in terms of the country's income, which we have always illustrated, explains. It's not because budget and planning are not together. It's because the resources underpinning the implementation can fall short in 1 year simply because the oil price has fallen.
The minister also defended the envelope system.
Prior to this system, when we came in the first time, we found that the ministries, departments and agencies did not have any ownership of the budget. To make them have ownership and to tell us what are the key projects in each sector, that the envelope system was developed. They are given the envelope and they decide which projects within their sector should get the priority, which one should not, what is more important, what is not.
But the Permanent Secretary, National Planning Commission, disagreed with the minister. He said there is a sharp disconnect between the multi-year development plans and the annual budget.
What we have observed over the years is that there has not been a strong connection between the National Implementation Plan and the budget. Because for us to be able to achieve a GDP size of $900 billion to see that the budget and the plans are speaking to each other.
The Permanent Secretary called on the National Assembly to enact a law to ensure that ongoing projects in ministries, departments and agencies are completed before funds are appropriated for new projects. Linda Akibe, Channels Television News.
It is a known fact that without water there can be no life. For this reason, Governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Fashola, has asked citizens to stop habits that will pollute groundwater in the state. At a meeting addressing the environmental and health implication of polluted groundwater, the governor complained at the manner in which people pollute water, which he says could lead to an outbreak of an epidemic.
Water is life, and potable water sustains good health. Apart from drinking, water serves other purposes such as bathing, cooking and washing. In Lagos, where most of the land mass is water, access to potable water still remains a challenge that's beyond policies and laying down of infrastructure.
Those of us who get tired in the afternoon, the only place you want to defecate, you do it on the ground, in public. You want to urinate in public. You know where it's going back? Inside the ground. In a few years' time, your children will be drinking water containing some of your own waste. So we must stop all those habits.
While human activities such as over-extraction of groundwater still poses a challenge, some of the experts insist there is need for regulation.
There is something that he mentioned here, which he calls subsidence. Failure of the ground as a result of over-extraction of water. But is it possible to actually divorce, without scientific research, some of the incidents of water from subsidence if we continue to abuse the groundwater sources? Salinity will happen because we are close to the coast.
In a coastal state like Lagos, you can have a situation where if you take too much water, then the seawater will come in because the seawater and the water in the ground, there is a place where they are in contact with each other. So the Regulatory Commission is to ensure that it makes sure that we don't have salt water coming in. That means it regulates it so that we take just enough water without the bad effects.
Water is one thing we cannot do without. It now becomes necessary that citizens cooperate with government to make this water safe and accessible for all in the state.
We're in the south-south region of the country where the Bayelsa State government is partnering with Professor Dora Akunyili Foundation to build pharmaceutical storage and distribution complex in Yenagoa. At the foundation learning ceremony of the Drug March, Governor Sarah K. Dixon says the objective of the project is to improve healthcare delivery and also eradicate the sale of fake drugs in the state. Professor Dora Akunyili explained that the existing market for fake and counterfeit drugs can only be phased out if proper distribution channels are built across the country.
Still ahead on News Track, the pro-government groups in Syria have retaken the strategic town of Qusair.
We also have stories making the rounds in the world of sports. Do join us again.
The highs and lows of the economy touch every part of our daily lives. Understanding its dynamics can be the difference between swimming with the tide or struggling against it. Analyzing government policies and how they shape the economy is what we do every workday. From the financial sector, maritime, the SMEs, telecom to aviation, we engage policymakers and operators in the economy. Watch Business Morning live, Mondays to Fridays, only on Channels Television.
Welcome to Business News. Starting from June the 17th, workers of the Power Holding Company of Nigeria will be paid a total sum of 384 billion naira as part of their severance package. This was disclosed by the Minister